Thank you very much, Samuel. Good morning, everybody. I'm really very pleased to be with you this morning, and thank you for coming and for spending time. And thank you for these reports of the working groups. I hope I will also receive it in written so that we can follow up on your suggestions. And in general, every time I meet with young people, it's refreshing. You are bringing in a new perspective and new ideas, and I wish I had more time to hear more from you, but you know, there are so many things I have to do and so many people I have to meet, so I will only limit myself to making 3 brief points this morning. And the first is that I think we can all admit we were wrong. Before 2015, when the UN Security Council Resolution 2250 was adopted, youth was not recognized in the sphere of peace and security. We had an advanced international framework on the rights of the child. We were doing a lot in relations to children and young people through our development and humanitarian work. But when it came to resolving and preventing conflicts or building long-lasting peace, we were leaving out an entire generation. We were failing to realize what young people brought to the table. Long before 2015, young people throughout the world were active for peace, from providing community services to vulnerable populations, to driving larger-scale mobilization efforts like peace marches. They were the real change makers on the ground. So the relationship between youth, peace and security has been there in practice for years. It just took much longer than it should have to make it into our policies and frameworks. But my second point is that we are trying to make up for lost time. This is certainly the case for the OSCE. We now have special representatives on youth, and they are doing a great job. Thank you very much. Where is your partner? Thank you very much. As the Secretary General said, we have a framework in place, and we have this new initiative, Perspectives 2030, which has already produced results. And on the global level, there is even a second UN Security Council Resolution 2419, which shows momentum is building. I want to stress, however, that we are still learning. So we really need your ideas and suggestions on how to keep this momentum, on how to do better, on how to make your participation the new normal and not just something for dedicated events. Throughout these processes, I've heard calls for more to be done to bridge the gap between the local and international level, and for more engagement and inclusion of youth-led civil society, including now in your reports. So that's a good start. And we need to think about practical and concrete ways we can implement some of these ideas, and I really hope that some of these ideas will come from you. It will make our lives easier. And for my third point, I want to look more closely at the title of our event, Young Voices for a Safer Future. Because I think both this organization and us, participating states, need to be scanning the horizon and preempting the threats that could come tomorrow. Your energy, your ideas, and your research can help this along. You can broaden our perspectives. Already you have taken a fresh approach to some of our fundamental work in your discussions here today and also during the Youth Forum in October. For example, by reminding us that education must adapt to the world around us, or by pointing out that to building lasting peace, we need to bring in new, non-traditional players, or by stressing that gender equality will not become a reality without ambitious structural change, or by calling for urgent, immediate action on climate change, where the youth is a real leader. So this dialogue is about you, the young people, but it can enrich all of our work. So I want to thank today's organizers, young experts, participants, all of you, and I'm glad to see that we are seeing not only the young people, but also not so young men and women in the audience. So I think this is a good example of intergenerational dialogue in this room. And if we really want to create a safer future, it should not be the last meeting of this kind. Once again, thank you very much, and thank you for having me.